are on chapter 4, and this is going to be fun and exciting because it's toddlers. Toddlers, let's start with 1 to 2 years of age. Positive parenting tips for healthy child development. Positive parenting tips are reading to your toddler daily. Ask her or him to find objects for you or name body parts and objects. Playing matching games with your toddler like shape sorting and simple puzzles. Encourage him or her to explore and try new things. Help to develop your toddler's language by talking with her or him and adding to words she starts. For example, if your toddler says "baba," you can respond, "Yes, you are right, that is a bottle." Encourage your child's growing independence by letting him help with dressing himself and feeding himself. Respond to wanted behaviors more than you punish unwanted behaviors. Use only very brief timeouts. Always tell or show your child what she or he should do instead. Encourage your toddler's curiosity and ability to recognize common objects by taking field trips together to the park or going on a bus ride. These are all great positive parenting tips.
And also very great for establishing their self-esteem, which plays a huge role in their whole entire life as they continue to grow.
Yes, I agree. Yes, it's always self-esteem at this age is quite important. They're on the playground.
It somewhat goes hand in hand with, they feel independent and they can do things on their own. They're starting to want to do things on their own. And, you'll get a lot of the, no, leave me alone. No, let me do it. I do it. Me at this age, which is amazing. But with also that safety net, because you have to remember these are 1 and 2 year olds we're talking about, not 13-year-olds.
Mm-hmm. Very, very safe. They're very curious about everything. So in the kitchen, they're in the kitchen right behind you. Yes. They're everywhere following you. They are putting their hands where they shouldn't be. Right. They want to be there washing.
If you haven't done
dishes,
so at this age, definitely close out the light sockets and make sure they don't have access to anything that they can harm themselves with. Absolutely. Because they are curious. Absolutely. And anything they see you do, they're going to want to try to mimic and do too.
And going out the door. Do you have your safety lock? They want to be out. They want to be out the door. The keys to the car. I don't know how many times my children got my keys because they make a lot of noise. They want to be playing with the keys, and then there you go. You're on a hunt.
Yes.
You're on a hunt for your keys.
And that's what makes it such a fun age, because they keep you on your toes. You're consistently going after them. It's important to integrate these activities into everyday life. So, maybe pull up a chair next to you and allow them to help you wash the dishes.
Right.
As a parent, you feel so stressed out, but if you're including them in activities, household activities, light cooking, I wouldn't suggest putting them at a stove, but maybe making some finger sandwiches or some snacks. It gives them that sense of achievement, and, it aids their development in a positive way. And you have to remember that children, they learn through singing, reading, playing, anything. They're absorbing everything every day, all day long.
Right. And the nap time could be a little challenging, so think of creative ways on how to put them down for those naps.
Nighttime music, creating a routine is key, especially since, we have at different age groups and different stages, you'll have different routines that you'll make with your children. When they're newborns, you tend to do things a certain way, maybe bath time, breastfeeding or bottle, laying down. And then as they start to get older, they start to attach themselves to a certain stuffed animal or a blanket or a certain area in the home where they feel most safe.
Absolutely. It is a very, very fun time. And getting them prepared to go into that either pre-K or pre-K program.
Head Start. The Head Start program, which is really hands-on, and which is really great because they get to do anything they want to do, basically. They put them on a routine, but they get to learn through everything else.
Yeah.
I'd like to share this little quote here in our chapter that I thought, is amazing. It's from Black Elk from the Oglala Lakota tribe. It says, "Grown men can learn from very little children, for the hearts of the little children are pure. Therefore, the Great Spirit may show to them many things which elder people may miss." And I feel like to emphasize on that, children notice everything. They notice everything. They're so observant. So something that you may overlook or you don't notice, they have your back because they saw it. They may not be able to speak clearly or effectively and let you know, but it's definitely important. So if a child comes up to you and they want to play and they're offering you, for example, a play food or a vegetable or something that they, in their minds, they created, a meal, it's important to acknowledge that and say, okay, pretend to eat it, engage in that, rather than, oh, I'm busy right now, honey, oh, give me a minute, I'll come back to it, because you have to remember that you're dismissing, you're invalidating them in that moment, and you're dismissing them in their needs, and that can cause them, to shut down a bit, and before you know it, that child's not going to approach you anymore with fake food,
right?
Fantasy play.
Absolutely.
Yes.
During this stage of development, toddlers' motor skills are taking off. They begin to walk and run, which opens up a whole new world of exploration for them. So as you try to keep your toddler safe, remember that, they understand stop or don't touch. They don't have the impulse control yet to stop themselves. The next time the temptation appears, since they're starting to do things rather than stopping what they are doing, walk slowly works better than don't run.
Right.
So that's positive.
The self-regulation comes into importance in this stage, more importantly, because this is where they learn their coping mechanisms. This is where they learn when they're upset, how to calm down, breathing through things. Maybe if they're paying attention and noticing when they're in a dangerous environment, it's not safe to run and play here, but when we get home, it's safe to run and play there. Or we're at, the grocery store, we're in an office, so we're not at the park. Self-regulation is key, because going back to the earlier chapters, and that was mentioned, is these skills last them a lifetime.
Absolutely.
They learn to self-regulate now, and they learn great coping skills now. Then in their adult life, they're going to be able to utilize those tools, and we won't have to come back and reteach. And
Right. They develop at a very early age.
Right.
So,
and it piques their interest. If you're reading and you're singing and you're playing and they're learning through that, they'll have a higher chance of wanting to go to college in the future. Education will interest them. They'll like to learn. It'll be something that they gravitate towards, rather than, oh, it doesn't interest me, I'd rather just sit here on the TV all day.
Right.
And this, in today's day and age in our society, between 1 and 3, we see a lot of people putting their children on tablets or iPads, or a quick silencer, I like to call them.
Oh, yes.
To put there, they get babysat by the screen. And while technology is great for our progressive, living style today in today's day and age, it's not the best for children that are that small.
Right.
It's actually harming them. So keeping them away from technology and screens right now, and placing a book in their hand or toys are probably way better.
We have a great resource on here for books for children.
I
Take
love
the book.
That. Yes, and we have a
coloring books.
We have a lot of native authors that are coming out with books for younger children for all age groups, so that they're able to connect. Because at this age, you're able to start to take them into sweat lodge. When I remember when my daughters were so small, an elder from our tribe, KeepCHA, Red Elk, she took my children and she placed them in clay, and she painted their feet with clay, and that was our mechanism of baptizing them. Yes. So at this age, it's great to start to integrate, which I'm sure everybody has their own methods, so they'll take their child into powwows or ceremonies way earlier than 1 to 3, but it's a great time to start to get them to understand the meanings behind why we're doing what we're doing. And that's how we keep our culture going, preservation.
Absolutely. That's chapter 4. Thank you very much.